All righty, let's go. We are live.
Lottery time.
Let's go. Hell yeah, brother.
This is going to be fun because I have no idea what to expect. Like, you've never seen the lottery done this way, at least on TV.
Yeah.
Like, would you ever watch the lottery, like, when it would happen?
I did.
When they would do the show and everything, where it would just be the card flip?
Not if the Flyers weren't like didn't have a chance to get one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would watch it at any point, regardless. But like, I don't know. I feel like the fact that it would be done pre-recorded and then you go in there and it would be like just the card flips is a little anticlimactic because they talk for 20 minutes and then you'd wait for the last 5.
We are so fucking due. Oh my god, please.
I don't know, dude. We got the 3 jerseys up here. I think one of these teams wins it. It's one of these teams.
Flyers are winning. They are.
Who do you think's gonna win a poll?
I don't know. I've been kind of going back and forth on it. I think it could be one of these teams, but at the same time, I feel like I've thought about like Nashville. I don't know.
Yeah. Man, I thought Nashville was gonna be so much better this year.
Dude, I had them.
They had a great offseason.
Let's go, Danny. Fucking right.
Didn't we have Nashville finishing like top 3?
I had Nashville win the fucking Central.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I
2.
thought they were gonna be really good.
Yeah, we got cooked with that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah.
What's with Don Waddell? Everybody's got like a nice setup. This dude's just like in the middle of fucking Hampton Inn in the middle of Columbus.
Hampton Inn. It's good.
The Sharks have like their whole watch party there. Like, imagine they have the whole watch party and then they get like not the first pick.
Philly doesn't usually do anything like this either.
Yeah.
They don't usually do anything for the lottery. But I know, well, I mean, probably because they don't like to celebrate losing and everything. But like, these teams do full blown like watch parties and. But the possibilities are exciting, I must say.
Please, if anyone gets a notification in the comments, do not.
Oh yeah, dude. No, we already.
And Paul, do not read a single comment if you see.
No, dude, we already.
I need to see this fucking live, dude.
Sarah Valley and Friedman especially, like, nah, dude.
Fucking Barry Getman.
Barry Getman. Stay at 4, move up. I'm happy for Philly. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a 6-player draft, really, maybe like 5. So if you stay at 4, it's not like not a bad situation. But honestly, I'd hate to be the team that gets 1. It would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like winning the lottery, that's awesome. But you're in a little bit of a tough position because SCHAEFER should be the guy, but Misa's also like Misa's gross.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Because I feel like what I'm saying though is like, for example, if the Flyers were to win number 1, right? You have a huge glaring need at center, and you have a potentially generational center right there.
You don't have a number 1 D.
You don't. Yeah. I agree, and I don't think you should be drafting for need at that point. I'm just saying, like it's a tough situation.
Take the defenseman because they're harder to come by.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind the second pick. Get Misa. Need a center, obviously.
How about last night's double OT game, dude? That was electric. That was crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Latest game tying goal in Game 7 history.
Already up to 360. Let's go, boys. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I had Winnipeg winning that, but once St. Louis made the comeback, I thought it was wraps. I thought that was it.
Yeah, I was hoping St. Louis would win.
Yeah. The Shen brothers going at it that whole series, that was sick.
Yeah.
Shane the Brady's the one that got knocked out, though. I guess Luke doesn't have as much time, though, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Ew.
Bagans is gross, dude. He's nasty. That's why it's like, from a Flyers perspective, I mean, really, if you're any team in the top 5,
if you get in the top 4, you really can't go wrong.
You can't complain, really, if you finish. Yeah, if you get a top 4 pick.
It's Misa, Hagens, SCHAEFER, or
maybe Frundell.
Yeah.
Martone.
Yeah, I think Frundell will probably go 4.
Frundell, Martone. I mean, it could, also Caleb Denoyer, though.
Yeah.
Maybe what's the kid's name? O'Brien. Jake O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good amount of decently high end prospects, but I'd say you'd like to be in the top 5, obviously.
Ew.
SCHAEFER's gross though. Problem is he didn't play a ton last season.
Oh, you just fucking stuffed that.
Not to make like, not to make like the Nolan Patty comparison, but like I feel like it's one of those guys that like he had that stock.
We covered 500, right?
Yeah, 500. Love to see it, man.
Let's go.
Patty, like he had that stock.
It took us like 2.5 hours to get fucking 500 the last
year?
trade deadline.
Yeah, it did. Deadline took a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
It took us 7 minutes this time.
Yeah. Who are the 3 they got here? They got
Higgins,
SCHAEFER, Higgins,
SCHAEFER, and
which one's me? Oh, Misa's the second one. Yeah. Yep, they got the top 3 here. Well, probably top 3.
Be part of the group that we had. It was a great season, and we're really grateful that I'm able to be at a school like this.
Come on, hockey gods.
So much, James. And Michael, to you now.
I don't know, dude.
Now 9 players
We'll see.
with exceptional status to play in the CHL. A huge season, transitioning from the wing to center. How do you think that move helped you realize?
I think like
your NHL dream as early as next year as well.
The thing I've noticed about the lottery is that you have a lot of teams. Like, you ever notice the GMs or whoever their team rep is, like how they react to the certain spots that they get picked in? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Remember when Sakic got Maher, they got 4 after like the worst fucking season in Avs history, and his face was just so blank.
I know.
And it was just
You
like
absolute disbelief. He was like, dude.
They had the best odds, I think.
I think it was either first or second. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Philly jumps up to 2.
Yeah,
Flyers
Jersey,
jumped up to 2.
and then Jersey jumped.
Sure.
Devils were
Did
1,
they?
weren't they? No, or they were around.
Devils
4.
jumped up to 1, yeah, but
They were like
didn't,
4 or 5. Right.
They didn't go
jumped
in
up
with
to
1.
Right.
Yeah, Flyers and Jersey both jumped.
Yeah, we jumped
Which was
from
crazy.
13 to 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Cody Sodaman, what's up, dude?
King.
Don't forget to like the stream. Facts, dude. Dude knows what's up. He's like a personal marketer without being on the payroll. Love to see it.
Well, nobody's on the payroll, so it's a good thing.
It's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Someday.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Bucci, back to you. Any team.
Dude, every single one of those guys is like so stoic right now.
Amen, brother.
Because you could tell that they have a team in mind that they don't want to go to.
Machine Tech, Chris Sheridan over here.
Oh, man.
Young in the middle. That's Scott Clark from Ernst & Young. He'll unclip the ping pong ball briefcase there. And of course, to his side, to his right is NHL VP Thomas Meany. He'll be starting the clock for us tonight. And of course, Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly is here as well to confirm all of the.
All right, come on. This is the first. Come on. It's not going to be instant. It's going to take probably like 5 minutes for them to run through everything.
We're ready to go.
First drawing.
1, 2. So remember, last year we had chalk. Nobody moved anywhere in last year's draft. 3.
So right now they're just putting the ping pong balls in and setting everything up.
4. And Chris loading the lottery machine with 14 balls, numbered 1 through 14. 5. We'll draw 4 balls in each drawing. 6. 7. The order is irrelevant, so if they come out 3, 2, 4, 1.
Thanks, Bucci.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1001. Awesome.
Thanks, Bucci. Dude. Love it.
10. If we get 11, 12, 13, 14.
Boys, we got up over 745 people here.
Let's go.
Love to see it.
Again, based on each team's winning percentage. 13.
All right. All this is confirming is Gary can count from 1 to 14.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. This is the housekeeping stuff right here. Oh, chat,
what's
what
our
do you
number
think?
1? Is it a 1, 2, 4, 11?
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. Pull up the, yeah. All right. All right, they're releasing them here. And they're going to get it going. What do we think? Who wins the first pick? Final predictions. Let's go.
Flyers. Come on. Come on.
I'm going to say...
No, I'm going to say Chicago if it's not us.
I'm going to say Nashville. My head keeps going back to Nashville.
Let us know when it hits 0, and the first ball will come up to shoot, and we'll begin that process. Again, the percentage to win the draw, it begins with San Jose.
Damn, man. They got a timer and everything.
the percentage chances of your favorite team as each ball comes up. And again, you can follow along on NHL.com.
All right.
Ball number 1.
First one is 7.
Number 7.
So lucky number 7. How does that affect the percentage
Okay.
to win the draw? Here we go. So San Jose, you actually move up. Your percentage has increased. Chicago
Calgary's out.
That was a good ball for
Dude,
Philadelphia.
they have live odds. That was a good ball for the Flyers.
Yeah.
Good ball for
Flyers odds are up to
Boston.
12.9%. San Jose's up to
Oh my God,
20.6.
come on. Please.
So 30 more seconds.
Fuck.
So ball number 2 comes up again.
Every 7 draws 8, 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for the Flyers.
Calgary eliminated after that first draw.
Well, shocker. Okay.
And 3, 10, and 13.
Of course, Calgary's eliminated. Come on, boys. What are we talking about?
Oh
Team
my
won't even
God.
have that pick anyways. Go to
Oh my God,
Montreal.
please. Please. Come on.
Ball number 2.
11.
Number 2 is 11.
11.
Oh my God.
7,
Holy fuck.
11. What does
That helped us.
Halfway there.
Look at this. Everyone below the red line is out.
All right.
So those teams
Red Wings, Blue Jackets, Utah, and
Fuck.
Vancouver are
Did that
out.
help us?
Yeah.
Not really. It actually helped Chicago and San Jose more. And Seattle would help too.
So ball number 3. And after this ball comes
30-second clock till ball
7-11.
3. How we feeling? 30-second
We need
timer is
2,
too long.
2, 5.
To win the lottery. As the GMs look on here. Wonder if they're
12,
gonna be the team
4,
to get one of those top 3 players, Sam Cosentino,
6,
just
12.
mentioned.
We have a good chance here.
Kind of a drop
Yeah.
almost faced a little
I don't know,
bit
man.
of
This is
heat.
going to come down to the
So
wire,
close.
obviously,
Drop.
with the last
Ball
one.
number 3.
12.
Is 12.
So 12, 7, 11, and now 12. What does that do? Okay.
Holy fuck.
All right.
Holy fuck.
We got Chicago and Philly are
We're all
tied.
tied.
Chicago,
Come
Philly,
on.
Pittsburgh,
Oh my
and the
God.
Islanders.
Oh my God.
4-way tie for first.
Bro,
Please
please,
don't be Pittsburgh.
please.
Please don't be Pittsburgh. Please.
Are still
Okay.
If it's 4, then 6.
4 and
we win.
6. Come on.
So if it's 4, we win.
Please.
If it's 4
Please.
or 6, the Flyers get it.
Oh my God, please.
9 or 14, Chicago
Please.
gets it.
Please.
5 or 13, the Islanders get it.
Please.
1 or 10, Pittsburgh gets it. If it's 8, 3,
Oh
or
my God.
2, it's San Jose, Seattle, or Buffalo.
Come on. Please. Fucking give it to us.
Wow.
Come on. We're due.
Fuck! Motherfucker!
Oh, that's good. Man.
Shit!
Oh, that's brutal.
Fuck!
This format is so much better.
Oh my
It's miles
fucking
better.
God.
Dude, this format is way better. Can we agree with that? Like miles better.
My God.
Dude. Wow. Dude, this is actually kind of
4 or
electric.
6.
Philly needs 4 or 6.
Fuck.
Damn. Wow.
Oh my God. Oh my God. 2 minutes.
Man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're just gonna let him sit there for that long.
I'm
I guess.
sweating.
Dude. Wow.
Holy shit.
That's crazy. Damn. All right.
Fuck me. Fuck, dude.
Wait a minute. Can we just talk about what we got going on right now? It's Philly, New York, the Islanders, Pittsburgh, and who else?
Dude, please don't be Pittsburgh.
Who's the other team?
Nashville.
Is it Nashville?
Nashville was the other one, yeah.
So it's a 4-way tie. Or is it no, it's Seattle, isn't it? Regardless, it's a 4-way tie for the best odds right now. So this final ball is literally going to be, I mean, obviously it's the determining one, but like, damn. I know you didn't really watch the lottery much before, but like you know what I'm talking about though. Like they flip the cards,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This format is miles better.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
it
you
seems
get to
like
see
it,
it
yeah.
live. It's like I like how the odds increase and decrease after each one. They eliminate teams and everything. That's sick. I hope they run this back like from now on because this is electric,
Oh
dude.
my god.
That's actually crazy.
Oh my fucking god. Please. Please.
Number 1 is coming up in a
Please.
minute and 12 seconds. Damn.
I want to fucking throw up.
So Philly needs what, 4 and 6?
4 and 6.
4 or 6?
4 or 6, and it's
Okay.
ours.
And I think San Jose needs it's either 3 or 8, I think. 4-way tie for first is crazy though. That's wild.
How long does it take for them to just? Why can't they just pick the next ball now?
They got to get the commercials in.
Commercials.
Yeah, but
That's
they
why.
have to.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Got almost 1,000 in here. 999. There we go. 1,000.
Let's go.
Love to see it, boys. Appreciate it, everybody. 28 seconds. All right.
Anyone else seeing any 4 or 6? bounce around that
25.
hole? I keep seeing 7 because it's sticking right out.
Yeah.
Like a sore thumb, but
Yeah. You remember in 2020 when they
God.
showed the Rangers one and it just like skyrocketed
yeah,
up?
it just shot
yeah,
up.
to get
The
Lafreniere.
Leafs one went ding ding ding.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Come on!
Dude, look at Danny. He's smirking. He's locked in. Kyle Dubas, he's locked in. Dubas is locked in too. Or Davison, I mean. Sorry. All right, San Jose needs 8.
Yeah, but we have a higher shot because we have 2 balls.
Yeah, Chicago, Philly, Pittsburgh, and New York have the highest odds. They just need. Pittsburgh is 1 or 10. Islanders are 5 or 13. Blackhawks are 9 or 14, and Philly is 4 or 6. All right,
I gotta wait more.
30 seconds to go to see what happens.
Come on!
Wow.
What team will have a chance with the first overall pick in the 2025 Upper Deck NHL Draft held in
Damn.
Los Angeles this year at the Peacock Theater?
Dude, this is wild.
Oh my god.
5 seconds away from the moment of truth. And here
Come on!
comes
13.
wow, number 13. Holy shnikes. Let's make it official, Bill Daly.
It's Pitt.
You got to be kidding.
Wow.
Out of nowhere.
Is it the Penguins?
From
Pitt.
about center ice.
Oh, the Islanders.
The winner of the 2025
No way.
NHL Draft Lottery and the first overall selection in the 2025 Upper Deck NHL Draft belongs to the New York Islanders.
That is
Can you
disgusting.
believe the miracles, Kenny Morrow?
If there was any team nobody cared about, it was the New York Islanders.
New York Islanders
Matthew Schaefer is going to be an
won
Islander.
the
Wow.
NHL Draft Lottery. And that look from Kenny says it all.
Wow.
The lucky sweaters behind him. Oh,
How are we
lucky
feeling?
man on top. And it's
Islanders
the
go
Islanders
1,
who need a new
which is just
man in charge
disgusting.
to make that pick, who will pick first this summer in Los Angeles. So now we'll
Wow.
have a second draw to determine
All right.
the second overall
Second
pick
draw.
of the NHL draft. Now we'll do the first 3 balls kind of off camera. You'll see it happening, but first we'll send it over to Kevin Weeks to begin his process to talk to Kenny Morrow and to see what's on his mind. But while he does that, we'll
Wow.
start the second draw.
The Isles.
Please start the machine.
That's insane.
Thomas, please start the clock.
Weeksy, it's all yours, buddy.
Thanks so much, Bucci. Thank you, Bucci. We've got Ken Morrow here, Islanders legend. Kenny, member of
Wow.
that 80 Miracle on Ice Team USA team. You've got more teeth in that smile now than an alligator. What are you feeling at this moment?
Incredible.
Dude.
I guess it's lucky number 13 right now, right? The hockey guys,
Listen, I know you're a pro Rangers hater,
uh,
but like this is like New York adjacent. So like I don't know.
It's not the Flyers, sir.
It's not the Flyers, no. It's
Kenny,
the
what
Isles.
does this actually mean? You were there in the years winning those Stanley Cups. You've been
Damn.
so pivotal and so
That's
instrumental
brutal.
in those winning years. Generational fans on the island. What does this first overall
Wow.
pick represent?
Well, hey, it's adding to the tradition that the Islanders have A great fan base, new arena, terrific ownership, and better days are ahead here.
That came down to the wire, dude.
And from that, better days ahead. What do you envision out there on the island? There's a lot of fans that are watching, tuned in.
First ball's 1.
They're up
Second ball's 5.
They love that team. What do you envision when you close your eyes and you see this first overall pick?
Well, first of all, I know our amateur scouting staff is going to be very excited and prepared to make this selection. I can't tell you, I've had a lot of thrills in my hockey life. This is right up there at the top.
Well, that says a lot, given all you've accomplished. Ken, thanks so much. We appreciate you joining us.
Third ball's coming up.
To the New York Islanders. This could be pivotal for their franchise. And thanks so much for joining us, Ken. Sam, what are some of your immediate thoughts right now, right off the top? What do you think?
I'm looking at the New York Islanders. You got a scoring winger,
12.
winger in Eisman. You got
1,
centers
5,
down the
12.
middle, the guy Stanley Nelson. I think this guy's going to be a stud. The same thing for Cal Ritchie playing in an OHL championship with the Oshawa Generals against the London Knights. So to me, that leans defense. You think of a guy like Noah Dobson. What if he had a Matthew SCHAEFER paired beside him? It's 6'3", about 180 pounds, all kinds of room for
That
SCHAEFER
would be
to
disgusting.
grow more
Noah
into
Dobson
that
and Matthew
body,
SCHAEFER.
But a guy who can
That'd
control
be
the game
absolutely
similar
nasty.
to what Dobson does already. That's what I'm envisioning for the Islanders based on a prospect pool that leaning right now a little on the forward side. I think SCHAEFER's a perfect fit there.
Thanks so much, Cause. As always, Booch, back over to you.
Yeah, for the first time in 16 years, the Isles picked first. Of course, that was John.
First time in 16 years. Flyers are out.
Kevin was talking
Seattle's out, Buffalo's out, Anaheim's out. So Philly's going to pick number 6. San Jose number 1. Chicago number 2 right now. San Jose has the highest odds by a landslide to win the second draw.
I don't think we're picking 6.
No, yeah, that's well, no, sorry, yeah. Flyers aren't guaranteed to pick 6, but if it's Boston, then they pick 6. If it's any of the top 3, then it stays the same. Got over 1,100 people in here to watch this
Thomas, please start the clock.
disaster.
So Thomas Meany starts the clock. 25 seconds till ball number 4.
I would have been like, I would have still been like into it if, you know, like if San Jose would have won it, fine. Chicago, like any of the teams that made sense to win it, you know what I mean? But to have the Islanders jump up from 10 to 1.
Watch it be fucking Utah.
June 27th and 28th in Los Angeles. And here it comes. What number will it be for the second overall pick?
It's fucking Utah. It's fucking Utah.
Wow. Really?
So to get the official
1, 5, 12, and 3.
from Scott Clark of Ernst &
Islanders
Young.
number 1.
But you talk about 2 Hail Marys that were answered tonight.
Utah number 2,
Talk about
right?
The Islanders from center ice. It looks like this team went from about 200 feet, Bill Daly.
The winner of the second draw of the 2025 Draft Lottery, and now the 4th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Upper Deck Entry Draft belongs to the Utah Hockey Club.
So Utah goes
The stories
4.
in Utah, Frank.
So it's the Islanders,
You go to Utah, you stay in
Islanders,
Utah. Look at
Sharks,
that. Utah goes all the way
Blackhawks,
to San Jose. That's good for you.
Utah,
You saw the one spot
Predators,
number 2.
Flyers,
And
Bruins.
so the Sharks still going to get
Wow.
some player, obviously a 2, but man, the Utah Hockey
That
Club,
is,
Bill
dude.
Armstrong's feeling really
Wow.
good right now. For his team goes to 4. The Sharks are happy. Last year, Macklin Celebrini goes 1 overall, and here they are. They now are at number 2 following the Islanders, and there'll be plenty of talent there available for the Sharks as Mike Greer and the San Jose Sharks continue to build what looks like an awesome team in the future. So there it is. 1, 2, and 4. We come back.
Damn.
The rest of the board with Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly when we wrap things up at the
Wow.
2025 NHL Draft Lottery.
Damn. See what the chat's saying here. Morrow would win. Yeah. I mean,
Why leave?
Yeah. 3 or 5 is not still there. There's only 2 drawings. So the order just needs to be filled in now. It's the second drawing's over with. Man. Who would you pick 6? I mean,
been lied to. They said if you want it more than the other guy,
I don't know.
it's yours.
If I was Briere and I was picking 6, then I don't know. I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I think you'd have to trade up at that point. Either trade up or trade back. It's one or the other. And I think at 6, yeah, I'd probably trade up. Because with the needs that Philly especially needs, you need a 1C, you need a 1B.
Ready for our most intense shine ever?
More than likely, you're probably not going to get that out of the 6th pick. Misa's the clear-cut 1C. And then Schaefer's the clear-cut 1D. So they're going to go in the top 2, 3 probably. Hagen's would be another good backup option, but he's probably going top 5. So kind of leaves you what you would call SOL, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough situation to be in. For the Flyers, the Bruins, same thing. They got jumped twice. Pretty much any team that was above 10, basically, that wasn't San Jose or Chicago, got jumped twice. So yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. I still think it's rigged. I'm sorry. What do you think?
I think we're cursed.
You think it's rigged?
I mean, you don't think it's a shock that Utah jumped 10 spots?
That Utah jumped 10 spots?
And even the Islanders have just been in the middle of the fucking road for like 10 years.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's like that surprising. Utah, no, I'm not surprised. The Islanders, yeah, I'm a little surprised.
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised with I mean, Utah makes sense.
No, Utah does make sense. I mean, but they're also like, I don't know. I mean, like let's say right, everybody's right, and the lottery is rigged. Let's say that is true. Why would the league give it to the Islanders? Is it a consolation prize for taking away the All-Star game? No. Because all they did was they reworked that event. It's going to be some sort of like probably like a 4-nation spinoff type thing. It's still going to be in Long Island though.
So in reverse order, at number 16, Montreal has acquired this pick in an earlier transaction. It's the Montreal Canadiens at 16, the Vancouver Canucks at 15, the Columbus Blue Jackets at 14, the Detroit Red Wings at 13, the New York Rangers will pick at number 12, the Pittsburgh Penguins will pick at number 11. The Anaheim Ducks will pick at number 10.
Yeah,
the Buffalo
that's
Sabres will pick
yeah.
at
I mean,
number 9. The Seattle Kraken.
It's a tough spot to be in for any team that just got jumped twice. I mean, really, that's like.
Bruins. Selection number 6 belongs to the Philadelphia Flyers.
Is there a conversation that needs to be had about like how the lottery is done for a team that barely missed the playoffs to win number 1? What do we think?
You know, I was actually talking to Nick about this today.
Okay.
And this is an extremely hot take, but I actually like the way that the Women's Hockey League does it.
I agree with that. The PWHL, yeah, they do
the like once you're eliminated,
it's like a tournament.
Whoever has the best record after being eliminated gets the first pick, which I actually think format. I think that's how it should be because let's say the Flyers are eliminated with 10 games left, right?
Yeah.
Then if they go 9-1 in those 10 games, we don't have to be like, oh, why are we winning now? Because now we're going to get a worse pick. You should always want your team to win. And if they do that,
it encourages winning hockey games. So like once it's like meaningless. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. There's not going to be teams that, just send up guys from, the farm system or whatever, just to get games out of the way, just to lose so they get better odds in the lottery.
Yep.
I actually think they should do it how the Women's Hockey League does it.
Yep.
Just if the Flyers are eliminated with 10 games left, let's say they go 9-1, they can get the first pick. And that way, you know, like imagine there was a game at the end of the year, like Flyers Blackhawks last game of the year, and the winner got like the first pick. Like that would be sick, rather than like the loser gets better odds.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think like the PWHL format that they have is sick. The only thing, and Wyatt did a blog about this a couple months ago, or it might have been earlier this month actually, about how like it's a sick format, but the issue is that PWHL is such a small league. Like right now, it's only 6 teams. They're expanding to 8, but no, it's a good point because like it could work.
No, I know. I was thinking about something else.
Oh, okay, it could work. It's just there's a chance that it's like a small.
Are we really that upset that we're either going to get one of SCHAEFER, Misa, Martone, Higgins, Frondel, Dinoye, or Eklund?
Depends. How good do you think those prospects are compared to the top 2?
Is there really a set top 2 though?
SCHAEFER and Misa going top 2 is probably.
I feel like Higgins could go 2.
Higgins could go 2, but I don't see that. I think it's SCHAEFER and Misa. I mean, I'm sorry. I think it is. I think it's pretty clear cut. Like they're on their own kind of.
I feel like it's like 2022.
22?
Yeah.
Nah.
Where it's like going to come down to the wire, and it's like.
I mean, I will say, I think. No, it's not like 22 because 22 was Slavkovsky, who was a late riser. SCHAEFER's not really a late riser because he hasn't really played.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it blows. Yeah, you're still going to get a good player, but.
Yeah. Man, that's
3.5% chance.
Yeah.
They go on to win in overtime. It was spectacular.
Yeah, that's a stunner, dude. That's both of those teams jumping up that high is crazy. I mean, I guess the good thing about the format is that like Utah jumped up in the second drawing, but they only get to pick 4 because they were so far down that you know what I mean.
Spots,
yeah, you have to
14-4.
Yeah, 14-4. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's either one of. I don't think McQueen's going top 6.
No, McQueen might even go like.
I mean, Dinoye could fall.
McQueen could go outside the top 10.
Yeah.
He's just the injuries have been a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. I wonder if any of the Swedish guys, Frondel or Eklund, go higher because they're playing in the European League.
Could be. I could see that.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I want it to be 4 or 1.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, you know what though? The more I think about it, is there a chance that a team like the Islanders could actually try to trade that pick? Or even Utah, who's, I mean, at number 2, like, clearly they want to make the playoffs. Or 4, sorry, yeah, 4. 4 is still outside the top 2. So you're not guaranteed to get one of SCHAEFER or Misa. You're still probably going to get a good player, don't get me wrong, but like they could either try to trade up.
Stone, though. Like they could.
Dude, I mean, I think it's pretty set in stone, to be honest.
I don't know.
I mean, I view SCHAEFER and Misa as the clear-cut 1 and 2. I don't know. And like if that's true, you're still going to get a good guy at 4. But Utah, knowing the situation they're in, I could see them trying to move up, or I could see them trying to just completely trade it to get a player now because they want to make the playoffs. They want to make money. Delta Center's expanding.
The Islanders is just like they're like one of the oldest teams in the league.
They are.
And like you're giving that they get the first pick.
That's why I'm saying it could make sense for them to trade that because what are realistically what are they going to do
for them to get it?
They were just talking about trading Noah Dobson not even like a month and a half ago.
Even Barzal has been rumored to
and I get it. That's obviously like Lou Lamoriello's out now. I know that. So it's like a lot of it was hinged on that. But like how different are the Islanders going to be without Lou? You know what I mean? How different are they going to be? I think there's going to be a change. Like, guys are probably going to be allowed to have facial hair, but I don't know if the entire organization and how it's run is going to really be that drastically different. But we'll see. I don't know. It's definitely interesting.
St. Louis came out and had something to prove. Hey, we deserve to be here. We feel we're the better team. You could see that at the end of the series. Winnipeg had
yeah, that's
just a power play team, a regular.
That's something, man. That's something.
It sure is.
That's a real kick in the dick.
You're exactly
Yeah, man.
Resiliency is right.
Yeah, anybody from a Philly perspective here, especially most of the chat here, that's got to be that's a little rough. But I don't know.
We
Is
were
there
this close to the first pick too.
Yeah. Is there anybody?
Fuck it, trade it.
Is there anybody that's like happy with how the lottery went for?
I mean, I'm glad we didn't fucking like.
Whether it be for your team or somebody else, like, is there anybody that's like actually like excited about how that result went? Like with the Islanders jumping up to 1, Utah going up to 4. I mean, you got 1,600 people in here. Somebody's got to be absolutely pumped about that one.
There's gonna be one ass.
It's got to be somebody that's absolutely doing jumping jacks right now. But
some fucking scumbag Islanders fan in here jumping up and down.
Yeah,
with his fucking Kyle Palmieri jersey on.
Yeah, Kyle Palmieri. That's crazy. Nobody's happy.
Nobody is happy. Yeah, that's true. Last year there was no movement, and this year there's a bunch of big jumps.
Yep, exactly.
Based on the injuries last night, but what second round series you made the most?
Yeah, last year it stayed exactly the same how it was, and then this year it's
which was so like boring.
It was, but at the same time, I feel like that can be better though than a lottery like this one where it's like kind of all over the place. You know what I mean?
LA King team. Vegas is poised.
I'm just glad it wasn't fucking Boston.
I thought it was Pitt. When you said it was Pitt, I was like, dude, there's no way.
I was like,
there is no way. If it would have been Pitt, that would have been game over. Like that was. That would have been like a completely surefire signal that the league obviously wants it to go a certain way. If Pitt would have won that. I mean, I guess you could kind of make a similar argument with the Islanders.
Did you see what the I forget who it is specifically in the New York political power, but she wrote a letter to Gary Bettman.
No, I didn't see that.
Basically, like really pissed off that they moved the event out of New York.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
No. Huh.
Yep.
They didn't though. They didn't move the event out of New York.
Well, they changed.
They changed the way it was formatted. It's not the All-Star game anymore. It's going to be like some sort of, I guess, like Four Nations type thing, spinoff. But
no, it's not. It's
that's what there was an article that came out today saying that from Bettman,
the governor of New York,
a wow,
letter to Gary Bettman. Was upset.
That's crazy. That's actually wild. Nobody is happy. Yeah, no movement and this year big jumps. Yeah. Yeah. Islanders fans won't know they had the first pick until February. That's funny. Oh man. I don't know, dude. It's yeah. To have the Isles win that is like it's kind of a punch in the gut, not just to like anybody who's Philly local, but it's a punch in the gut to any team that like has actively been trying to rebuild. And I'm not saying like, oh, they're intentionally losing or they're tanking and this and that, but like a team that is committed to a direction, whereas like the Islanders have just been stuck in mediocrity for like half a decade.
Oh, we just got the 6th pick and now this guy's got to show up on the screen.
What's
all
it?
People.
God, dude, I'm over all the Sid hate. I'm not gonna lie. At this point in his career, like just appreciate him for what he is.
No.
Like he's one of the best players to ever do it. And there's no rivalry anymore. Like the Flyers Pens rivalry is dead.
You're telling me if Sidney Crosby walked in this room right now, you'd be like, "Yo, Sid."
Yeah, dude, I'd shake his hand and say, "Dude, what a career you've had." That's yeah. Are you kidding? So, what hockey player would you do that with? That's not ever worn the orange and black. Name one.
That never played for the Flyers.
That's a crazy take, isn't it?
What?
That's a
Well,
wild
not
take.
everyone in here.
If Sidney Crosby walked into the room right now, he goes, "What? You go up to him and be like, 'Yo, Sid,' and shake his hand?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, of course.
He said no.
That's crazy.
That's a wild take. So I asked him, "All right, if there's any player that's never worn the orange and black that you would do that with, who is it?"
Probably like Tom Wilson. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Kidding.
All right.
I do with James's mom.
Go ahead.
Gretzky.
The second best hockey player to ever do it.
Oh my gosh. This
Second
again.
best.
Second best.
This
Number
again.
2, runner up. Wow.
Who's better?
Not
C-Mac.
Crosby.
C-Mac.
C-Mac?
Connor McDavid.
Christian McCaffrey?
Yes,
Fuck.
Christian.
I've
yes,
never
Christian
heard anybody
McCaffrey.
call him C-Mac
Yeah.
before.
That's
CM97?
That's a Christian McCaffrey thing. And
Yeah.
CM97.
Christian McCaffrey.
Okay. Close enough. Whatever. McDonald's, whatever you want to call him. You remember that whole thing? McDavid's? No? Okay. Sick. Yeah, McDavid.
I don't think
We've had this debate
Flyers
already.
fans remember how much of a punk he was in the early
that,
2010s.
Crosby?
Yes.
Dude, everybody remembers that. But like, it's again, it's just who cares at this point.
I do.
He's just not that player anymore.
He's not that player, but also even if he is,
Like at
who's
that
the
time,
guy? Who's the guy who won 3 cups?
I didn't say he wasn't
I mean,
good.
that
I just said I don't
doesn't
like him.
I'm not
I
saying
mean,
cups is a
well,
stat. I'm just saying
The Cups
he.
thing doesn't really add anything to the argument. Really,
Well,
he had the reputation of a fucking whiner.
he did, but he's not that same player anymore.
Like
And
Darian
like,
Hatcher knew that, said it, admitted it, and like he laid him the fuck out. That's all it is.
Mm.
You know, and then Sid got the last laugh anyway.
Soda Man said
So,
Aaron
like,
Asham.
That's a good answer.
Decent answer.
I mean, Sid got the last laugh in that game anyway.
Does Aaron Asham count though? Because he
So-
wore the orange and black.
He did, yeah.
He was a Flyer.
Well, what's the question?
Question was if there was a hockey player, because he said that it was wild to want to shake hands with Sidney Crosby and say, "Hey man, like your
Who's the
great
player
career."
like,
Like,
I love to meet?
no,
Essentially?
it's just like who's the guy that like if he was a rival team or whatever, never wore the orange and black, right? You'd shake his hand, and be like, "Dude, what a career you've had!" Like,
Alex
honor to
Ovechkin.
meet you. It's got to be Ovi, right?
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Nick Backstrom.
If Ovi walked in this room right now, I would, shake his hand. Sure, he's a great hockey player.
I wouldn't shake my hand with Brad Marchand.
Let me call him.
Yeah. He didn't count. Asham didn't count. Okay, I didn't think so. Didn't think so. Yeah. He
I
was
wanna know if
here
there's-
for a cup of coffee.
All the other
Was
Flyer
he, though?
fans.
Who?
Asham?
Yeah.
Asham was, I don't know, dude.
He wasn't here for that long.
Was he for a year?
No, he wasn't here for that long, but it was
Oh,
more than a year,
9-10.
wasn't it?
No, 110.
I thought he was here for 2 years or something. Okay.
110.
All right. Well, still, he played
It's
in
like
Philly.
guys like him, Billy Lano, they were only here for like a little bit.
It's got to be Ovechkin. If it's not Ovechkin, it's Gretzky, McDavid, somebody like that. But I'd even say like I don't know. Even like Kessel would be cool because Kessel's somebody that's like he was always a really good impact player. But then you turn around and I know there's all the jokes about Kessel, like the hot dogs and everything. But like it is funny that a guy could just what's that? Eichel. It is funny though that like you have a guy that could compete at this level, and like the diet that he had and like just the lifestyle. Like he was just such a normal guy, but it's like he's such a pro at the highest level. He's a good impact player too. Like whether it was in Toronto, Pittsburgh, wherever. But Iginla too, Jerome Iginla. No,
Anyone but Crosby.
anyone but Crosby. All right.
Yeah, this, and then they say that fucking 𝐁𝐃𝐀𝐍𝐃𝐒 isn't in the Calder.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised. You knew who it was going to be. Who? Let me guess. It's Celebrini, Wolf, and Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Celebrini, Wolf, and Hudson, right? Yeah. Shocker. I'm not. Yeah. Exactly. It's yeah.
We're all fired up about it, getting ready for game 1 of the second round. And whoever wins this series punches a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final. Here's a listen
Rick Nash.
to the great
Nasher?
Dick.
Nasher? No. No Nasher. Okay.
You know what team he played for?
The Blue Jackets.
He's a Ranger.
He was a Ranger for like. If we're taking the phrase, he was a Ranger for a cup of coffee.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
He's been
brother.
for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Four
A cup of
seasons
coffee
in
is
comparison
anywhere
to the
from,
rest
like,
of
a
his career.
season to like 20 games.
But, all right, but
I used
like,
to call him Rick Trash when I was little.
that's crazy. In comparison to the rest of his career, though, he was there for a cup of coffee. Like
No,
he
wasn't.
4 years is not a cup of coffee.
comparing to the time he was a Blue Jacket.
4 years is still a
He wasn't even
pretty
a Blue
good amount of
Jacket
time.
for that long.
What? Nash was a Blue Jacket for his entire career outside of the Rangers for 4 years. That is, brother. No way.
1, 2,
Bryce
3,
K. That is my favorite answer so far.
1,
Bryce
2,
K.
3, 4, 5,
Bryce
6,
K all the way, baby,
7,
dude.
8,
Let's
9,
go. I
5
hope Bryce is seeing this
Dude.
right now.
6 years with the Rangers.
6?
He played 15 years. 6 were with the Rangers. 8 were with Columbus.
Dude, all right. Well, maybe I'm tweaking then. I
You
swore
are.
he was on the Rangers for
12,
like 3
13.
years, and then he went to the Bruins.
He went to the Bruins for 1 year and played 11 games. That is a cup of coffee.
11 games.
That's a cup of
Okay,
coffee,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, that's fair. I thought he was in New York way shorter than that, but all right. Well, whatever. Deal with it. Marty Brodeur.
Deal with what?
Another good answer. Another one. That's a good one.
The question is, can they do it? And they're gonna
I feel like Brodeur is one of the ones that's like kind of a given. No? Oh, what? Because he's on the Devils?
Yes.
Whatever.
He was on our rival
Whatever.
team, and we played him in the playoffs multiple times.
All right, brother.
Yo, future flyer Mitch Marner, bro. Let's go.
Mitchie Martin is not going to Philly. He's definitely, if he goes anywhere, he's either going Chicago, Utah, or like one of those teams that's just going to try to swing like Detroit or something like that. Imagine Stevie Y trying to pick up Mitch Marner.
I think he's staying in Toronto.
No shot. They don't even have the cap to do that.
Yeah.
Gotta make it work.
I don't know. I don't think that's something they can make work.
Because
they-
he's a free agent too.
Matthews' contract has to kick in, or did that already start? No,
Tavares
that's
is a free agent too, right?
Tavares.
Tavares. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
yeah, but they're
gonna
not.
make a
No,
ton of
they're
money, but
no.
Two
they'll
other
still
guys in
sign
this game
Tavares.
who are free agents: Ekblad and
yeah, he's there.
Bennett.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see a pathway to Marner sticking around there.
Flyers just have to make a big splash somehow in the offseason.
So
They gotta
man
get their
said.
picks in the draft.
Soderman said Marner to Nashville.
I can see that.
I could see that too, because Nashville, you sign all those guys:
I don't
Stamkos,
think
Shea,
he's- I don't
Marshall.
think
So
he's going to Utah. I think that's just
I don't think anybody really like has heard that necessarily. I think it's more so
No,
just like the team that makes the most sense.
no. I've seen it on rumors. I don't remember by who. But
Well, that's what I'm
I've
saying
definitely
though.
seen it.
Is I feel like somebody just like kind of spoke that and hoped it like, just kind of comes to fruition, like speak it into existence. Because they're the team that could make the most sense. Like they want to make the playoffs. They're kind of young still. They're not old. They're a young team. But like Marner's not, he's not even he's like 27, 28?
Who?
Marner?
29, I think.
Nah, no way.
I think he's 27.
Yeah. He's like 27, 28.
thinking-
So he would fit their timeline and everything. It still makes sense.
He's 28.
28? Yeah. Yeah, that could make sense.
I'd love him to come to Philly. But
Same division, we play each other, a handful of times a year. They're a great hockey team, and I guess we met a couple of years ago. But
I don't know, man. I mean, that's a hell of a way to go into the draft with that lottery. But do we want to end this with a couple predictions for the rest of the playoff? This game? I mean,
I think
Toronto's cooked, right? They're cooked?
I think Florida wins in 7.
I think Florida wins
I
in
think
5.
Florida wins in 7. Washington wins in 6. Dallas wins in 6, and Vegas wins in 7.
I'll go Florida in 5.
5?
I'm feeling 5, yeah.
Wow.
I
no
just, dude,
fucking shot.
I don't see Toronto. Like, I know, granted, my bracket did have Toronto. No, my bracket did have Toronto going to the East Final and losing to Washington. But
Like, we all agree Florida's winning this year.
yes,
I would agree with that.
yeah. I originally took Toronto to make it in the East Final, but like, if I'm changing my opinions to be completely live, I'd definitely say Florida in 5. What is it? Washington, Carolina. That's probably Caps in like 6. I could see that.
I could see them winning.
I could
5.
see it being 7.
Let me cook.
I could see them honestly sweeping Carolina.
Maple Leafs sweep the Panthers. Ekblad and Bennett both sign with the Flyers in the offseason. Then the Maple Leafs get swept in the Eastern Conference Final, and Mitch Marner comes to the Flyers, and we're set.
Okay,
super realistic.
Good strategy. Good strategy.
Ekblad and Bennett.
Yep,
both of them.
Good one.
Yeah, Sam Bennett will breach his prime at the age of 34.
I got Florida in 6. Is my genuine prediction.
All right, Carolina, Washington.
I mean, Carolina has to lose in the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Yeah, no. I get your point, but no.
If Carolina loses in the second round, do they fire Brind'Amour?
No, I don't think so. At this point, I think Brind'Amour would have been fired by now if they were going to do it based on like just pure, where they get eliminated. I feel like it would have happened
6 years
already.
in a row.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it would have happened already. You know what I mean? And didn't he sign an extension?
What does that have to do with anything? If he's still losing the playoffs, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if anything, maybe it would be like a GM replacement because Tulski hasn't like necessarily been there the longest time. He took over for Waddell like on a whim.
Yeah, I don't know if they would.
I say Florida in 6, Washington in 7, and then Florida beats Washington in 6, and they go to the Cup for the 3rd straight year.
Maybe.
I think Washington comes out of the East.
Really?
Same. I do too. I'll take Florida over Toronto in 5. Washington over Carolina at 6. Who's it? Vegas, Edmonton. Give me
Vegas. Hands down.
I'd like to see the Oilers, but yeah, I think Vegas. Probably
With
Vegas
fucking
and
Pickard in that, no shot.
I'll take Vegas in 6.
I mean, it's the fucking Oilers again with Mike Smith, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, I'm not sold on Stewskin.
I could see Florida Edmonton again.
Is it Pickard?
Pickard's in that.
Really?
Yep.
They're not rolling Skinner?
Oh.
Wow. That's one team I haven't watched a game of is Edmonton yet. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been watching that series. I struggle to like really get into the repeat matchups every year. Like I know you want to build a rivalry to a point, and like that is a rivalry by now. But I feel like there's a point where you just like get sick of seeing the same matchup over and over again. With this format, you don't have the 1 through 8 seeds anymore. It's just you play the guys in your division.
I think they should go back to that. I think how they should do it, it should be the 2 division winners, 1 and 2, and then the rest 6 are just the next best 6.
Like when the Flyers played the Habs in the bubble, I thought that was cool. I thought that was like a nice change of pace. Like it's another Eastern Conference team. You don't really see a ton, but like it's still a good matchup. And that series was great. That was like a goalie duel to the max. Price and Hart. That was sick. Like that was a fun series to watch. You're not going to see that anymore because it's only the same teams in your division. So it's either you win the division and then you can get some variety. For the teams that finish like 2-3, it's the same exact matchups every year. How many times have we seen Florida Tampa? How many times have we seen LA Edmonton? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It just gets repetitive, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I think it depends what the matchups are because if the Flyers played the Penguins in the playoffs like 3 times in the next 4 years, I would love that. To me, it wouldn't be repetitive because it's a rivalry.
Yeah.
I think if I were a Kings fan, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to lose to Edmonton 4 years in a row. But like, if I was a Kings fan and the Kings won 2 of those matchups, I think that'd be a good thing because it adds to the rivalry.
Yeah.
You know. But if the same team wins 4 years in a row, then it's not much of a rivalry. You know. But like, Flyers Penguins, they met in 2009, they met in 2012, they met in 2018. Like that built to the rivalry, but then the Flyers and Penguins have both not made it out of the first round like since then, basically. So, and they haven't faced off in the playoffs since. So
yeah.
So I think like a Flyers Penguins playoff series would be awesome. Obviously, neither of those teams are playoff teams right now, but I'm just saying as an example, like a rivalry.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Take on the Florida Panthers.
It's another good rivalry.
I'm playing Hurt on repeat.
I think Montreal Boston in the playoffs would be cool.
Like, yeah, that would be sick.
I would be fine with that being a playoff matchup.
I thought the bubble was absolutely electric with the matchups that it had. Like as far as like some of them were kind of newer, like Philly Montreal, that was cool. But the only thing I didn't like about that was the fact that like the divisions were kind of realigned. So like the Cup final ended up being 2 Eastern Conference teams.
You know what?
It was Tampa over Montreal.
Yeah. Oh, that was
that was the next year. Sorry,
that was the next. Yeah, that was stupid. I didn't like that.
I
didn't like that.
Yeah, with the fucking North Division.
Yeah, it was 2 East teams.
Yeah, and like Buffalo and Boston were in our division that year. That was stupid. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But the one thing I didn't like about 2020 was how they had like that. I get you kind of have to have like that play-in thing.
I love that.
But I didn't mind it.
The play-ins.
I didn't mind it, but the problem I had with it is that they counted that as like the playoffs.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah, the playoff stats and everything.
You're gonna laugh because I'm making fun of the Rangers, but like the Rangers were not good that year.
No,
and they made that play-in thing, and they got swept by Carolina.
Yep.
But that counted as
game, right?
that counted as a playoff appearance.
Yeah, I know.
And it shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't. Because it was the season got paused because of outside circumstances.
The team that benefited the most from that was the Islanders.
I would say the Habs. They kind of made it. They took the Flyers to 6, and they shouldn't even have been there. They were like,
because
they last place.
The Habs were under 500.
The Islanders were out of a playoff spot. The Islanders were literally 500. At the time the season ended, and if it kept going the way it was going, they probably would have missed.
Yeah.
Like, they were struggling. They lost like 6 in a row. Or something like that. Like they were playing like shit.
Another thing I didn't.
And they get in and they beat Washington like handily, and they beat us.
But, I mean, to be fair though, that Washington team was like. Do you remember that whole thing?
Yeah, they sucked,
dude. Well, yeah, they sucked. You know why? You remember all the stories that came out about that team?
Oh,
they were treating it like an absolute like party ground, and like they were just there to kind of hang out and have a good time. Like the hockey was like kind of secondary.
Wow.
That Washington team. Yeah, it was like. I mean, I'm sure there was other teams that were like that too, but like, that the Capitals came back and they just didn't look like the Capitals. To put yourself in that position. Yeah.
Another thing I didn't like about like that whole like play-in like best of 3 thing or whatever, best of 5, whatever it was. The Penguins. It was more hockey.
Yeah, it's fun. But we needed it at that time because it was like you're going so long without it.
Right. Like it was smart, but it shouldn't have counted. That round shouldn't have counted as a playoffs. That should have been like if you win, you get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
because
that's what it was. It was the qualifiers.
Yeah,
but they counted it as a playoff spot.
Still counted it
because the Penguins that year they lost to Montreal in that qualifying
they didn't
round.
make it.
But it counted as a playoff appearance. And
Yes.
that kept their playoff appearance streak alive.
Yeah.
So that currently is the record, I think, in professional sports for the most playoff appearances in a row, and the Dodgers are second.
It might be something. It's close.
I think the Dodgers should really have the record because the Penguins streak should have been snapped in 2020 because they lost in the qualifying round.
Yeah, it's some Mickey Mouse thing going on. I don't know. I mean, the whole bubble thing. Like again, it was really cool and it was needed at the time, but like the playoff stats being counted for the round robin was crazy.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't count. Like the Rangers weren't a playoff
for the teams that made it, like actually, like based on points percentage. I get it. Like the Flyers, they were already in.
Yeah.
Like the Lightning,
the
Stars,
Bruins,
and all the teams. Yeah, like they were already in. But the teams that got grandfathered in just to make it a little bit more of an event, that was crazy.
Yeah, there were 24 teams out of at the time 31 teams in the league. I think 24 of them were technically in the playoffs.
Yep.
Like that's
not good.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Like if you're the 24th best team in the league, you're not a playoff team.
No, I agree.
I wish they would take a page out of the AHL's book, where you have the best of 3.
Oh, like extend
it's 24 teams that make it. Yeah.
Extend the playoff.
It's fun. I mean, the NBA is doing it with the play-in tournament.
I think
another game or two. It's more exciting.
I mean, I don't mind what they do. I think
I think it was 87 or 88, somewhere around there. Before the next expansion, it was 20 teams, 16 made the playoffs. We're up another 12 teams, and the same amount of teams made the playoffs, 16.
Yeah.
I like that though, because it's competitive.
I don't mind the amount of playoff teams they have because half the league makes the playoffs right now, 16 out of 32. I just don't like how they do.
I think the NHL just doesn't change anything because you always hear the same thing, which is the Stanley Cup playoffs are the best playoffs out of any fucking sport.
I mean, they are. So it's like, don't touch it. You know what I mean? But
I get it. I just wish.
To be fair though, if you did extend the playoffs and had more teams in it to begin with, the one-sided beatdowns that you see from like the top seed and then the bottom seed would be even worse because you'd have a team that had like there could be teams that make the playoffs without even finishing at 500. Like that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. Like in the early 2010s, the Panthers every year would win their division when it was the teams of 5 in the division. They'd have like 90 points because that division stunk.
Yeah, but you do still see that in the NFL though.
Yeah, I actually, and this is probably a hot take, I actually preferred when the NHL had 5-team divisions because
that was cool.
Because we had our division was both New York teams, Pittsburgh,
what,
Jersey,
divisions?
and us. It was
6, right? 6 divisions.
6 divisions, just
5
like
teams,
baseball,
yeah.
of 5 teams. I think that would be better because you actually
like the
built.
Southeast.
Yeah,
It was Washington, Carolina, Florida.
Yeah, you actually built rivalries
Tampa.
then too, because we would play each team in our division like 6-7 times a year.
Yeah,
and that's when like the
Yeah, I mean,
Flyers
we-
Penguins
yeah.
rivalry was at its
Yep.
peak. Flyers
We played-
Rangers,
we
like
played
all of that.
Pitt, like 8 times.
Yeah,
Rangers,
That's
Yeah.
that's
6
exactly what I
times.
mean when I say I like the rivalries, but I don't like them in the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, you have it be the same teams that match up every single year. Whereas if you build it up over the course of the season, they play the same team like 5-6 times because they're in their division.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Right.
But if it's like, okay, let's play them, what, do they play each team 3 times and that's it? Or something like that?
No, so it'll switch.
It's in
each
your
year.
conference, I think.
So
if they're in your conference, you play them, what, 3 times?
No. So what happens is it changes division. So the Metro team will play an Atlantic team like 3 times, and then the next year they'll play a Metro team 3 times, and then the Atlantic is 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but it's the
So,
West
like-
is always like the opposite conference is always twice a year. One
Yeah.
home, one away.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but then
So-
in your conference, what does it rotate every year?
In your conference, it rotates where you'll play like I think this past year we played the Rangers 3 times.
We've
The
only
year
played them 3
before,
times,
We
yeah.
played them twice.
Yeah, but I like what
And
you're
like
saying. though.
Pittsburgh.
No, the year
played
before we
them-
played them 3 times as well because we were.
Yeah, but like Pittsburgh was like twice, and then the
I
other
feel like
one
it's
was,
always been
3.
3.
Like it's always no, but it flip flops.
Does it?
Yeah, the past 2 years it's been like
I feel
we
like it's
play
This year we
hasn't
played
it?
Pittsburgh 3 times.
3 times.
Okay.
Yeah,
We were
last
1-1-1 against them this
year.
year.
Last year
Yeah, I
we
mean,
played
2-1 against the Rangers.
Regardless, though, like the whole point is like if you play them 5-6 times over the course of the season, that's going to build more of a rivalry than if you play them every single year in the playoffs.
no.
And that's it.
I agree. Like I loved it when like like part of our schedule used to be like we would play the Penguins in Philly on Saturday and then we play them in Pittsburgh on Sunday, like that home and home, or we do that with the Rangers or with the Devils. Like I enjoyed that because it added up to the rivalry, and then maybe we would see them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But when you get Flyers Penguins 3 times a year, and it doesn't help that both teams aren't very good right now. But when you only play them 3 times a year, and then they don't see each other in the playoffs, it's no surprise that the rivalry isn't what it used to be when they would play 7 times and then 6-7 times in the playoffs. Like sometimes they would play each other like 12 times a year.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. No, it's a good point. But yeah, man. That was I don't know. Overall I like the format of the lottery tonight a lot better. Like it was way cooler to do it like live with the live odds and everything than it was to just do the card flip at the end. But I feel like there was more to talk about too than if you were to just do it like
I don't
what
know.
I mean is like before the show would be 30 minutes. They would talk for 20 and then there'd be a 5-minute commercial, then they would do the reveal right at the
Yeah,
end.
I would honestly just prefer them to just say like, okay, with the 15th pick, this
Really?
team, with the 14th pick, this
You'd
team.
rather the card flips?
Honestly, yes, because it builds suspense to the end. Like they revealed the number 1 pick first.
No,
and
I
after
agree.
That, it was
I
like,
agree.
okay, who cares?
Because I said that to him before we got on here. I was like, dude, I think the only thing that's gonna be weird is like it'll be a little anticlimactic with the number 1 pick being first, like
Yeah.
right away, and then you have to wait for the second. If they could find a way to flip it to do the second first and then the first,
Yeah. I think they should just reveal 15 through 3, then reveal 1, then 2.
yeah. Well, that's how it was every other year.
Yeah, I kind of like that better. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. What about you?
If I'm being honest, I was kind of in my own world.
We're talking about the card flip versus the live drawing.
I like that.
You
I
like
just
that
didn't-
better?
I didn't like the end of it.
Well, no shit. Yeah, obviously.
Because when you get so like that's what I don't like.
Yeah, it's
I'd
really
rather
it's
just be
really
one
like
flip.
anticlimactic. Yeah, I agree.
But like I said before, I think they just do with the women's hockey.
But like
because-
really though, in general, when was the last time
We've only picked 6 twice.
Flyers have picked 6 twice
who do
before?
we pick with those picks? Does it say?
Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson. Hold on, we talk. 3 times. I'm sorry. 1969, Bob Courier, who never made the NHL.
Okay.
In the second
Fantastic.
round, in the second round, they took Bobby Clark.
Nice.
They picked 7th. They took Bill Barber. 6th, they've taken Ben Wilson and Bill Courier, Ben Wilson, Peter Forsberg.
Okay, so one good player out of 3. There you go.
Well, no, Ben Wilson was bad.
Wilson was all right, but he wasn't a 6th overall pick. Forsberg, though, I mean, yeah.
Forsberg was good.
Forsberg was
I
nasty.
don't know.
But
I mean, Ben Wilson had almost 400 points in 600 games.
yeah, it's not a long career, though. It's not overly long. But
Defenseman.
yeah. No, yeah, but for a defenseman, 600 games still isn't a lot.
I guess at that time.
Maybe.
I really just want this team to be good again. Like,
Yeah.
I know that I sound like Captain Obvious, but like this, the Stanley Cup playoffs are incredible. Everybody knows that. But when your team's not in it,
Yeah.
it's just like that sour taste in your mouth. Because like,
you almost like
look at
don't-
this right now.
No, I know it's
Like,
electric.
imagine this was the Wells Fargo Center instead of all blues. just
And
all
Toronto's
orange.
literally the Philly of Canada, in my opinion. Like you don't really see a more passionate fan base over there.
Yeah, that's not a bad comparison. Like, imagine this was the Wells Fargo Center right now, and they were just it's
It's not
just
gonna
all
call that
orange.
anymore.
Or sorry, the
You gotta-
Wawa Center or whatever it
Wawa
is.
Center.
The Quench Center. I don't
The
know.
Quench Center. Hey, shout out. There you go. No, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, look. The results, depending on who you're a fan of, weren't the most fun. But like, look, I don't remember the last time there was a draft lottery where you were like actively like on the edge of your seat. Outside of like, I mean, Bedard, but I feel like that was a little obvious.
Well, I mean, the McDavid one.
Yeah.
Matthews.
Yeah,
all them
McDavid, yeah.
ones.
Imagine he went to like the Sabres.
That was more so of just like a prospect value though than it was like the actual production. Like this was like Matthew SCHAEFER is going to be a very good NHL player. I don't doubt that, and he's a good prospect.
That's what we need, though.
But-
we need
I like the
a
card flip.
big
You just
name
never tell how it was
superstar.
drawn.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Well, they would upload it after. It's just like
Yeah.
it wasn't live. I don't know. I like the live sense of it because you get like the anticipation. Like it could have literally been a bust that was the number 1 prospect, and like that still would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is like whereas before it was kind of the prospect itself carrying the show, but I don't know, man. That was fun. Just didn't really,
It just couldn't have gone worse for the Flyers.
Yeah. It's all good though. But yeah, guys.
Look, I'm not gonna be negative fucking Nancy here, but we can still get a good player at 6. Like there's a pretty decent chance that like one of them guys or 2 of them could fall. Maybe they trade up. Maybe they trade it. Who the fuck knows?
Maybe.
But I mean, yeah, it sucks right now because like we were fucking one ass hair away from getting number 1.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey,
Like, we were sitting here hoping that the number 4 or 6 would be on it,
And then it
and
was
we were
double
this
digits.
close,
the fucking
and then we
Islanders.
dropped
Of
5
all
picks.
fucking teams,
Yeah.
too.
I'm so glad it wasn't the
The
Penguins, though.
dirty, stinky fucking Islanders, dude.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's good.
I'm glad it wasn't
Yeah, man.
Pittsburgh, though. Pittsburgh got the 11th, Rangers got the
I
12th.
thought
That's
it
not
was
good
Pitt.
picks.
I mean, look though.
But I know when you said that, I
Yeah.
was like, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
look at
gonna
our viewership
go
right
home
here.
now.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
had
we
2K.
peaked at
Almost
19,
2K.
Let's get 2K.
31, so yeah, I mean that's
Come on, get us a 2K.
yeah. No, that would be sick, but I mean, we got anything else? Any final thoughts here?
No,
No,
I mean,
just
I
brutal.
I'd love us to get the 2K. That's happening.
Nah,
It's
a good run.
$1,900.
good run, just
All right.
like the Flyers lottery hopes. Just good run, and they came up a little bit short, but
3 hot takes from me. Ready?
okay,
Oilers are winning the Cup.
okay,
What the fuck?
Flyers are making the playoffs next year.
I
okay.
agree.
Not happening.
I agree. Playoffs next year.
Flyers make the
100%.
playoffs. Let's go.
No
Let's
shot.
go.
Go ahead.
And
No shot is crazy.
I don't think so.
Michkov scores 35 goals next year.
35.
fuck,
Yeah, I can see that.
35?
I could see. No, oh, easy. How many do you have this year? Like 26, 27? Or was it a little less than that?
Oh, and Drew
You
comes
know,
home.
you know what my hot take is? Travis Sanheim is in Norris finals.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
quite the wow.
That's my hot take.
Yeah, that's very
Sanheim
high.
is the Norse final.
Could you see it,
Very
like,
high.
honestly, could you see Giroux coming back to the Flyers in any way possible?
No.
No.
I want it to happen so bad.
No, dude.
But, like, imagine him with 𝐁𝐃𝐀𝐀𝐶.
Oh, it would be sick,
Yeah.
but
That would
no.
be so sick.
No.
And
Not
just
happening.
like that big name player that everybody in the city knows, all that.
Brother,
like,
I'm
so
afraid.
Perfect.
Brother, I'm afraid the next time you're going to see Claude Giroux in Philadelphia, he's going to be getting his
It would
number
be like the
retired.
Sixers getting Joel Okafor back.
No, don't compare Giroux to Okafor.
No, I'm just saying.
What?
It would be like it's old.
Oh, that's good.
You know,
No,
like,
but Giroux's better than Jaleel Okafor, however you say his name. I know who that is.
I
but-
agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. It's probably not the best comparison. But
Nah.
like,
No, to me, that's like if the Sixers
Or
got
how
Allen
about-
Iverson back at the end of his career.
Wow.
how about like the Eagles getting Jason Peters again?
No. Giroux's better than
yeah,
Jason
Giroux's
Peters.
got more value
I
than
mean,
Jason
Peters was like a fucking.
No, but he wasn't
All right,
like.
how about Zach Ertz? How about that?
No, more than that.
It's more than that.
I think
is.
it would have been more like
Zach
Shady
Ertz is-
McCoy.
All right,
Zach Ertz isn't going to
fucking
have his.
B-Dog.
Shady McCoy.
Sure.
Yeah,
I still
Yeah,
think Giroux's
shady.
more than that, but
McCoy.
okay.
yeah, it could be shady. Yeah,
I mean, Zach Ertz isn't going to have his number retired one day like Giroux is. I mean, number 28 is going to be retired one day. Like, that's a big
And
deal.
that is the
And
next
I
time
think
you're going to
Giroux.
see
I
him in
think
Philly.
in the next 3 Flyers Hall of Fame inductees, Giroux is one of them.
Yeah,
Probably.
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 Who,
He'll probably
who,
be
if
the
you had to
first.
predict the next 3, who do you think they'd be?
Gagne's.
Is Danny already in there?
No.
It'll probably be
Gagne.
Danny G.
I loved Gagne.
Danny G, maybe Jake.
Jake, really?
Simmer's already in there, isn't? No, Simmons.
No,
Yeah,
Simmons.
probably that whole era, honestly. Danny G, Jake,
Oh,
Simmer.
there's some guys you're missing there.
Who's that? Like Chemo, Prongs.
Recky.
Recky's already in there.
In the Flyers Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he just got inducted. Remember that was the whole.
Oh, that's
alumni
right.
game.
Yeah. Well, Gagne is one. Bob Kelly is another.
Props in it, right?
There's no way
Right,
Bob
right.
Kelly's not
Bob
already
Kelly's
in there.
not in. Bob
Really?
Kelly's not in.
Wow. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I could see any of those guys really, but 1,936.
Yeah! What a shot!
Who was that? Oh, Willie Nee? That's gross. See, that's why they can't keep Maher. That's
Yeah,
why.
And that's why he's coming to the Flyers.
Okay.
I'm going to write him a letter
We'll see.
saying, please come to Philadelphia.
Yeah, right.
And he'll listen.
All right. Well, enjoy the Toronto, Florida game, boys. That's not the most fun start to the off season if you're a Flyers fan, but still pretty fun. So
Yeah, my dog's about to have an aneurysm in her nonsense too, so
that's good.
maybe we should end this.
Sweet stuff. Yeah. All right, boys.
All right, Raven.
See you guys next time.
The Flyers.
Appreciate you.